Oh my gosh.
What if they start broadcasting and you're just off?
Great, good evening. Today is Tuesday, February 14th, and a meeting of the Salem-Keizer School Board is called to order. In order to make time for deliberations in executive session, the sequence of our February board meeting has been adjusted. Tonight's meeting is a limited business session followed by executive session. February 28th will be the regular business session, at which time the board will hear public comment both on the integrated application and other action items. I will now take attendance. Everyone is present except for Director Guzman-Ortiz and Director Hyen. Next, we will go to the land acknowledgement, and our student advisor, Raylan Brennan, will read this evening.
We are gathered here today on the land of the Kalapuya, who are represented by the Confederated Tribes of the Grand Ronde and the other Confederated Tribes of the Siletz Indians. The relationship between the Kalapuya people and this land continues unbroken to this day, and we offer gratitude for the land and for the generations present and past who have stewarded the land since time immemorial. We respectfully acknowledge and honor past, present, and future Native American and Indigenous students and staff of Salem-Keizer Public Schools. We invite you to join us in honoring these ancestral grounds and celebrating the resilience and strength of all Native American and Indigenous people.
Great, thank you. Now please join me in doing the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm not aware of any agenda modifications this evening, and so we will move to action items. Action item 2A is to approve the Black History Month proclamation, and I will ask Superintendent Perry for a review of this item.
All right, I am going to turn it directly over to Director McDaniels to introduce the Black History Month proclamation because she's been working on this with the NAACP. All right, she's juggling being on screen too.
Thank you. Good evening, or early evening. Chair Carson Cottingham, directors, student advisors, Superintendent Christy Perry. And I should linger on that for a minute because this is the last time I'll be able to say that. But welcome to Black History Month. And so we have Dr. Irvin Brown from NAACP here this evening and some other honored guests. First of all, I want to say, Dr. Brown, thank you so much.
Director McDaniel, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. I think we have to take one pause.
Thank you for the reminder, Chair Carson Cottingham.
Okay, we've just gotten word that we're having trouble with our interpretation, some piece of our interpretation services, and so we'd really like to take a 5-minute break so nobody misses this presentation. I apologize for the interruption.
Okay, fine.
So we will recess for 5 minutes. It is 5:20.
Is the problem that our ASL interpreter can't do it?
She said ASL, but we can see.
I mean, can they hear us?
Okay. Got it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Testing, testing. Okay.
Now Superintendent Perry will sing for us.
Exactly. Happy birthday. Yeah,
Did you really make the cookies?
I did really make the cookies. Yes, I really made the cookies.
Baked them?
I baked them and I decorated
Did
them.
you find time to bake them?
Well,
Well-
so she had a lot of free time on Saturday.
Saturday?
There's still work, gotta go. No, it's
True.
Well, but I'm just saying compared to the rest of us.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I got up at 3 a.m. this morning and made cookies, and then, not really, then made the snow call, and then decorated the cookies. I wonder if Erin can hear me.
use those 2 hours.
It did,
You
yeah.
use those 2 hours in that delay?
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Anybody gonna go see the new Marvel movie? Which one? Quantumania? Quantumania, the new Marvel movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah. Yeah, it just came out. Ant-Man and the Wasp, going to the quantum realm.
Hey, and it brings back the best Batman. Well, I don't know. Batman? Maybe.
Hmm?
Oh, didn't you say he's Batman? Didn't you say Batman?
Girl, I said Ant-Man.
Oh, I thought you said Batman.
Ant-Man and the Wasp. I'm just trying to talk to see if they
Yes.
can hear me.
That's right. Do we want to do fun facts about Sylvia McDaniel tonight?
Ooh, yay!
Do you-
Sylvia
let's see.
McDaniel
What
had
did she-
the best dance team in high school, the Vikingettes.
Can you sing the fight song?
I can, but I'll wait on that one.
I know, let's have Cynthia sing it.
And I can sing the parish fight song, too.
Ooh.
That's a good memory.
We didn't have a
But,
fight song at Richmond, though, I don't think.
What else did you do in
Elementary.
high school, Sylvia?
So what?
What else did you do in high school that you were bragging to the media about this week?
Yes. I started Black History Studies at Parish Junior High when it was a junior high school. We had it for 1 year. And also, North Salem High School had Black Studies as well.
Awesome.
We're set up? Oh. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, I think someone put something in the chat that they can't hear.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah.
Are they still on the air?
CC Media, are we still
Oh,
broadcasting on air?
You forgot what we said. Since my daughter's yelled out.
Yeah. People get to see what it's like behind
I'm gonna switch out.
closed doors.
Both remain.
Well, I mean, the light's on, so who knows if we're live?
I'm moving south here, children to west. So I can tell my daughter that I be. It'll avoid that in the district transfer request. So we received a postcard to attend, on her behalf, attend North IB, South IB, and then the early colleges.
I thought they might have, but I'm not sure.
So I told her we're gonna go to H1, and then she was, I don't wanna go to West, I go, you wanna go to Yes, so how many, you know, harder work.
And then I just started my routine.
I can't do it, but
I got my
want me
hair
to
done,
put you in
like let it
a
dry.
private college
Back to sleep.
prep.
I tried to sleep.
Much, but I didn't get to see this as I was driving home, or driving this way from work.
And which, are they the teachers or supervisors? They have to,
I think they just, I think it's more broadcast.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Can anybody hear me?
We can hear you online.
Awesome.
Awesome.
We're trying to see the translation though, right?
I think Olga's on the other line.
Thank you.
Yeah, or was it just like a broad?
I think it's broad.
We're getting there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. Awesome.
And ASL's good too? We're all good? Okay, yep, she's giving thumbs up.
There you go. Make sure we're online.
Okay, thank you. We think we've gotten everything sorted out so that everyone can hear us and our interpretation services are all working. So I will turn it back over to Director McDaniel.
Thank you. Good evening. Chair Carson Cunningham, directors, student advisors, Superintendent Perry, and members of the public. Welcome to Black History Month. I had an opportunity to work on this year's proclamation, and with our partner in NAACP. I'd like to thank Dr. Irving Brown for reviewing that with me. We think it's a pretty good one, and it really recognizes this month and Black history over the years to come. So Dr. Brown, are you there? Do you want to turn on your microphone, and go ahead and read the proclamation?
I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Thank you, Director McDaniels. It's definitely a pleasure working with you. We also know that I think this is your last opportunity to be with us. So we are very appreciative of your leadership and the partnership we have shared with you while you've been here at the district. And although we're going to read a proclamation and your name is going to be said first here, that we appreciate you and thank you for your leadership. To Chair Carson Cunningham and to members of the board and of course Superintendent Perry and the leadership, thank you. It's a blessing to be in this space, and it's Black History Month. As we know, Black history is America's history, and so we know that we are in this together. So, having said that, on behalf of our president, Mr. R.J. Hampton, and the executive board, we thank you for the opportunity to be in this space. And let's begin with our Black History Month proclamation. Whereas the 2023 National Theme of Black History Month is Black Resistance, which acknowledges the legacy, leadership, and contributions of Black African American activists, educators, public figures, healers, faith-based leaders, and supporters who stand for the equal rights of Black and African Americans through public protest, music, education, sports, and faith-based gatherings. And whereas in 1926, Mr. Carter G. Woodson and Minister Jesse E. Moreland laid the foundation for Black History Month to recognize the achievements of Black and African Americans erased from national history. And in 2023, recognize the importance of being vigilant and resistant attempts to erase Black and African American history in public schools and in society today. And whereas Black resistance is a positive force in history and in society and celebrates Black and African American persons and supporters who have shown courage and strength. From the pioneer abolitionists and freedom fighters in the early 1800s, the individuals and families during the civil rights boycotts and marches in the 1950s and 60s, to the Black Power economic empowerment movements of the 1970s, and social justice movements of the 21st century, emphasizing that Black lives do matter and demonstrates the power of unity. And whereas historically, Black resistance grew out of Black African American persons growing tired of negative narratives as perpetuated during the Jim Crow segregation through media stereotyping of Black and African Americans as persons to fear, leading to lynchings and killings of individuals such as Mr. Emmett Till and others who are still demanding justice from their graves and who will not be silenced despite the increasing hate and violence. And whereas Black resistance is embedded in our society by influential voices past and present, such as Mr. Frederick Douglass, an abolitionist, writer, statesman, and orator, W.E.B. Du Bois, Ida B. Wells, and Mary Church Terrell, among the founders of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored Persons, the NAACP in 1909. Reverend and civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., football quarterback Colin Kaepernick, and others who used their platform to speak out against bias and racism, resisting hate and white supremacy structures, targeting Black and African Americans. And whereas Black and African American women played major roles in earlier women's suffrage and civil rights movements, and in Oregon, such as Ms. Beatrice Morrow Kennedy, the most noted civil rights activist in early 20th century Oregon, who launched numerous efforts to defend the civil rights of approximately 2,500 African Americans in the state in 1930. And in present day, dedicated educators advocating for the educational success of Black and African American youth at the Salem-Keizer public schools, including Ms. Willie Richardson, the first and only African American elected into the school board, and who was instrumental in Oregon's Black pioneers as board president, and who was persistent in the publication of Perseverance, a history of African Americans in Oregon's Marion and Polk counties. Ms. Cynthia Richardson, the first African American high school principal who is with us tonight, who for 22 years, she advocated for student equity and improving graduation rates of Black and brown students, and who led the equity efforts for the district. Ms. Geraldine Hammond, who is also here with us tonight. We are sitting in the presence of royalty tonight, for which Hammond Elementary School was named in 2001, and who was the district's first Black woman to lead a district school in 1976, and who celebrated her 90th birthday last October of 2022. And whereas voting rights, equal housing, employment, access to quality education, and health care are core to the liberty and justice for all, as mandated in the United States Constitution and in the Declaration of Independence, which states these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Although Black and African Americans did not realize this truth until June 19, 1965, celebrated as Juneteenth, a national holiday and state holiday in Oregon, as their Emancipation Proclamation. And whereas, when Black and African Americans and supporters, regardless of race, stand in solidarity, resisting segregation, oppression, racism, and injustices, and realize their humanity, they inspire others to also resist attempts by those few who choose white supremacy ideology in this country and across the seas. The stakes are much higher, and resistance to these injustices is crucial. And whereas Black and African American youth continue to change the course of history, such as pioneer Ms. Ruby Bridges, a Black child who was the first to integrate segregated white public schools in the 1950s, and today's youth of all races who stand for what they believe in, marching alongside racial and social justice causes, such as Black Lives Matter. A human rights movement where 7 in 10 U.S. youth support the movement and demand to live in a society where no one is discriminated against because of their race, culture, gender, creed, beliefs, or identity. And whereas 1,900 students identify as Black and African American in the Salem-Keizer public schools, and the district's ongoing commitment to creating safe spaces inspires these students to be proud of who they are and to resist those who want them to be a fake or not stand in their truth of who they truly are. And whereas the Black National Anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, written by the NAACP leader and Harlem Renaissance writer, Mr. James Weldon Johnson in 1900, is a song of hope and an appeal for the liberty and the resilience of Black and African American people rising above enslavement and discrimination and celebrating freedom. It says within its prose, lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Now therefore, the Salem-Keizer School District Board of Directors proclaims February 2023 to be Black History Month, and our ongoing effort to expand full understanding of all cultures that make up Salem-Keizer Public Schools. The board will continue to engage in shared learning opportunities and will strive to garner a deeper understanding of the richness Black and African American culture and the resistance movements in Oregon bring as we embrace liberty and justice for all. This is Black history. This is America's history. And we know the changes that our leaders are making in this district. There are changes that will be here today and tomorrow and for the next generation to come. So thank you for allowing us to be into the space, and we will continue to celebrate America's history and embracing all of our Black and African American students and families. Thank you.
So just a couple comments. Geraldine Hammond is on the line. Wave at us, Geraldine. Her son's there helping her. Thank you for being with us tonight. We were, of course, hopeful that the late Willie Richardson would be here tonight with us. I'm hopeful that her family is watching as they've returned from her burial. And then we also have Cynthia Richardson in the room. And if you didn't know, Cynthia was one of the 89 Apple Award nominees and is also appreciated for all the work she's done for over 25 years. And then we are going to round out Black History Month with a celebration of music on February 24th at McKay High School. The event will feature students from across the district and also honor the retirement of longtime college and career coach Ronnie Brooks. As posted on the district website is a video of Pastor Brooks talking about the meaning of Black History Month. I'll send that out to you and send you a calendar invite for the date in case you can make it. And with that, I'll turn it back to you, Chair Carson Cottingham.
Great. Thank you, Superintendent Perry. Thank you so much, Dr. Brown, for reading that amazing proclamation. And thank you for being here, Geraldine. It's nice to see you on Zoom. And thank you, Cynthia, for being here in the room as well.
And we thought we might get a picture once you've taken a vote.
Okay, awesome. So now I am looking for a motion.
I move that the board approve the Black History Month proclamation.
Great. Okay. First Vice Chair Maria Hinojos-Presti has made the motion, and Director Satish Chandragiri has seconded the motion. Do we have any discussion? Okay. Oh, Director Chandragiri.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Dr. Brown, for reading that proclamation, and for all the leaders, Director Richardson and Ms. McDaniel, we're going to miss you. This is an important proclamation, but more than the proclamation, I really think there's really important call for action, and that's how changes are made. And we have so many leaders in our own community who have been working to keep the pilot lamp of needed compassion going. And so I came to work with some, and I came to get to know a lot of them in our own community who have been really working to advance the cause of children from black families and African American families. And so and I got to personally work with Zenzili. It's a STEM mentoring program for our own children. So I'm very hopeful that with steps taken like this to translate this call for action into tangible programs and solutions, we are going to finally make a difference. We can't afford to have these disparities going on, so it's really important because there's so much of talent we are missing when we don't look at this need for closing the gaps or equity gaps. And we have so many wonderful mentors and role models in our own community who can be very inspiring, including the one from our histories. So I think that taking this call for action resolution and translating in, and each one of us can work with different nonprofits, etc., and make sure that we provide that additional help, additional care in after-school programs, etc., in order to uplift and close the gap would be a wonderful direction for us to go and make sure that we really close the gaps, equity gaps, and kind of create the pipelines for future doctors, engineers, scientists, and every other field that our children can and should aspire for. So with that in mind, I ask my fellow board directors to please join. Let's all approve this and vote in favor of this proclamation and start this as a process of some kind of tangible action. So with that, I'll be supporting this. Thank you.
Director Avila.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to echo Director Chenigiri's statements and just say thank you. And it's a time and moment to recognize our Black History Month for the contributions that our Black African American men and women have contributed to the growth and development of the U.S. history, despite the history of racism and discrimination they face. Like Director Chenigiri was saying, we need to close the disparity gaps and provide the opportunities, fair and equal opportunities, and the equal treatment of all of us here, and really represent that we are all fair and equal. I will also be voting in support of this proclamation.
Thank you, Director Avila. Other discussion? Okay. I will just add that and challenge all of us to continue throughout Black History Month and every month of the year to learn, listen, and celebrate the contributions of our Black and African American teachers, our staff, our students. I've mentioned this in a couple of meetings when we listened to our Black and African American families during the integrated guidance listening sessions. There were a number of families who came forward to express their just heart-wrenching stories of things that had happened to their children in Salem-Keizer public schools. And so I'm so grateful that they came to tell us that, and I'm horrified that this type of racism still exists in our country and schools in the year 2023, and I publicly pledge to do everything I can to support those families and those children. We're seeing an unprecedented attack on public education, the removal of of Black Studies classes and African American Studies classes, and books from our libraries being challenged because they speak truth to our history. And so just know that I stand firm in continuing to educate on the egregious history of our nation and celebrate all the contributions of our Black and African American friends, colleagues, and community members. And I hope everyone will join me in fighting that racism, breaking down the barriers, dismantling the structures, and moving forward. So with that, I would ask for the vote. All those in favor, say aye and raise your hand. Aye. Everyone in the boardroom has voted in favor of passing the Black History Month proclamation. Thank you again, Director McDaniel and Dr. Brown, for all of your contributions in bringing this forward this year. Really appreciate it.
Okay, could we do one quick picture? And if you were by the side of the displays, then you would see the people online.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
We'll do a picture.
Quick picture. Run. Come on. Sylvia, get in it. Yes. Yes, you. Come on.
What?
There you go.
So let's look this way, and I'll get a few pictures. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Great. Thank you.
Okay, we got it. Ready to do love stories See, this dress is great. Getting down on the floor.
Oh yeah. Like that.
Like,
You do.
Okay, thank you for that pause so we could get a fun picture. Next on our agenda is readings and discussion, number 3, and A is our integrated application. And so I will turn this item over to Superintendent Perry.
All right, good evening again. Dr. West is on the line. You heard an initial presentation on the integrated guidance application at our last meeting. Tonight, you have the full application before you. It's also posted online under our supplemental material, both with the narrative portion and a spreadsheet. And our goal tonight is to orient you to the application, and then so you can spend some time reading and thinking about it before we take public comment and action at our second meeting. So with that, I will turn it over to you, Dr. West. And Aaron is going to share the screen and share the slides.
I also, just before you start, Dr. West, wanted to announce that our second vice chair, Guzman Ortiz, did come in and was here for the vote on the proclamation. Thank you.
You get it.
Thank you, Superintendent Perry, Chair Carson Cunningham, Directors.
Oh, we can't hear you, Dr. West. Just one moment.
And you might have to get a little closer to your computer.
Not sure I can get much closer.
There we go. That's good. That's good.
Okay. All right.
Just use your teacher voice. Okay.
Yeah, I'll use my teacher voice. That's what I need to do. Thank you. So again, Superintendent Perry, Chair Carson Cunningham, Directors, Student Advisors, nice to virtually see you tonight. Thank you for including me in this evening's presentation. We visited a couple of weeks ago where we gave you an overview of the integrated application up to that point and oriented you to all of the work that we've done and the direction from ODE to do all of that work and the direction that we're heading. Tonight, we're going to quickly recap what we discussed 2 weeks ago and then introduce a little bit of new material for you. The purpose of this is to orient you to what you can view online so that you actually have some context for what you're looking at and that you're able to interpret it. So I'm going to go ahead and start the slideshow here. Okay. So this is a slide that you saw 2 weeks ago. Again, this is ODE's graphic, it's not ours. And what this graphic does is orient us to the 6 different initiatives that the Department of Education is asking us to integrate, to braid different funding sources towards common goals, towards common outcomes and strategies, which we introduced a couple of weeks ago. We identified what those goals, strategies, and activities were through a broad series of engagement sessions. We started last year in the spring, ran through the summer, and then into the fall. We still actually are collecting a little bit of feedback, and I'll talk about that in just a couple of minutes. But we broadly engaged across our communities, both internal to the district as well as CBOs and more broadly within the community, to hear what the hopes were for our students, and then we use that to inform our plan. We are in a new type of planning cycle. Again, this graphic is from our partners at the Oregon Department of Education. We are planning for 4 years in a 2-year execution cycle. So we're actually budgeting for a 2-year period of time. And I'll explain that a little bit more here in just a minute. But the plan that we're writing is actually a 4-year plan. So the outcomes that we looked at 2 weeks ago, if you recall, those outcomes were written with goals to the spring of 2027. All right, so here's where we start orienting to the new material. As Superintendent Perry shared, we have posted online our budget, our planning tool, and that includes both the outcomes and the strategies that you saw 2 weeks ago, as well as a 2-year budget. And I just want to spend a couple of minutes talking about how this Excel file is spread out, is actually structured, because it's rather complex. So when you open up the Excel file, you'll see at the bottom of the Excel file several different sheets that you can look at. And that's what you see up at the top here, where it says start here, all the way to where it says codes. Those different sheets that you can look at are set up in this way. The start here sheet just says we're Salem-Keizer. It's a sheet to orient us to what district the plan is actually assigned to. The planning sheet is exactly what you saw last time we met. It includes our outcomes, it includes our strategies. So that information is not new. There is some new information on that planning sheet, which I'll come back to in just a minute. And then there's 2 different budgets, budget 23-24 and budget 24-25. Again, we're in a 2-year budget cycle. What we have opted to do as a district is to roll our budget forward for a 2-year period, knowing that it takes a little bit of time for our strategies and our activities to actually gain traction. So what you'll see when you look at the budget 24-25 is exactly what you'll see with budget 23-24. We do anticipate that as we start to execute our budget, we'll make some shifts as we go, as we learn, as we monitor ourselves and hold ourselves accountable to the things that we say we want to do and to the outcomes that we're striving for. But we also want to give ourselves enough time for the strategies and the activities to actually play out. One thing about the budgets, when you look at them, when you open up those budgets, you'll see hundreds of rows. And those rows are activities that we plan to fund to achieve the strategies that we looked at 2 weeks ago. The reason that there are so many rows in the budget sheet is that the Department of Education is requiring us to submit our budget at the org level, at the organization level. So for those of you that have been involved in a budget process before, every year we pull together a budget committee and we spend a great deal of time putting together a budget for the upcoming school year. Within that budget, we talk about things like org and function. That helps us to determine, and it helps the Oregon Department of Education determine what we're spending our resources on. So for example, when you open up the budget 23-24 sheet, you're going to see that some of the expenditures are aligned to org code 111. That's licensed staff. So as you're looking at the budget sheet, you can infer that that particular activity will pay for FTE for the district to support whatever the strategies and outcomes are that it's aligned to. We don't expect anyone to be an expert in budgeting, and that's why you'll see there at the end of these sheets, a sheet that's labeled code. If you open that up, it actually lists all the different codes that you could possibly see within the Excel file. The last sheet to orient you to is additional and tiered planning. The additional and tiered planning sheet includes activities that we know would be beneficial to do, but at this time we don't have the resources to actually do those things in our school environments. We've captured them in additional and tiered planning so that if it turns out that we do have additional resources that we can devote to further our strategies, we can go right to that sheet, pull from those priorities and start implementing. Just for a little bit of context, when we budget a grant, we budget, for example, FTE is a great example. We budget for FTE from the start of the grant to the end of the grant. We don't always fill those FTE within that exact time period. If we end up hiring staff a month after the grant starts, 2 months after the grant starts, then the grant ends up with a little bit of surplus that we then need to reallocate towards other activities. And that's why we do additional tiered planning, because we know that when we actually budget a grant, it's not going to play out exactly the way that we think it will. So that gives us a little bit of flexibility. Before I go any further, let me pause here. I can't see questions, so Superintendent Perry, would you help me if there are any questions we need to answer?
I think we're okay right now.
Awesome. Okay, then down below, you see a table that has green headers and white rows and columns. Again, you've already seen the outcomes. You saw the strategies 2 weeks ago that are aligned to the different outcomes. This is just an example. If you go to the supplemental materials, you'll see it all. But this example is important because one of the key outcomes that the Department of Education is hoping for, and one of the levers of effectiveness for us as a district, is to braid funds. So what you'll see on the planning sheet when you open it up is you'll actually see the 5 different grants that are integrated in this application process: CSI, TSI, CTE, EIIS, High School Success, and then SIA. And you can see here where the X's are, that we are in fact braiding funds to achieve these different strategies. You'll see the same thing when you get into the actual budget sheets. You'll see exactly which funding sources are being utilized to further those activities and strategies. This is more at a summary level. What questions do you have before I move on?
So the question, thank you, Chair. So the question I have, Dr. West, is when you are braiding funds using different grants, and for some reason the grant ends, so what happens to that remaining time when we might have hired a staff based on that? For example, the ESSER grant will end, say, end of 24, I believe. So, but if you had hired somebody and if you had braided it with SIA money, then SIA money will remain, but the ESSER would be gone. Then what happens to those FTEs that we end up having?
Yeah, that's a good question. The grants that we're talking about within this integrated application process are very stable. We don't anticipate that we'll see much fluctuation in these grants, so concern for FTEs specific to these grants, it's a worthy question, but it's not something at this time that we're deeply concerned about because the grants funding sources are so stable for school districts. ESSER is an entirely different conversation. You're exactly right, Dr. Chandragiri, that September 2024 is the end of the ESSER funding, and we need to make decisions about how we meet the needs of the organization for all of those things that ESSER is currently paying for that will no longer be able to fund, including people. And that is something, Chair Carson Cottingham, if you'd like some more information about that, we'd be happy to bring back into the boardroom or a work session and talk through with you what our strategies are around exiting from ESSER.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. Dr. West, I'm just looking at time because we got such a late start. Can you skip to just a brief overview of the longitudinal growth targets? And just brief overview, and then they can look at the other items online in the slides. That would be great.
Yeah, certainly will. Just real quick while I'm bringing up the slideshow again, I want to point out that we are still collecting a little bit of feedback. So between now and when we come back in 2 weeks, there may be 1 or 2 or 3 activities that we modify slightly. If we do that, we will explicitly call that out when we come back in 2 weeks, so you know exactly what is different between what you're seeing today and what you might see in 2 weeks from now. So just wanted to put that out there. Okay, in terms of, let me move on to the next slide here. There we go. Our longitudinal growth targets. This is different than our outcomes. So just briefly, you saw outcomes that the district drafted. Those outcomes, we believe, are where we need to focus our attention and our resources to move outcomes for kids. The state also has what they refer to as common metrics. Those are the 5 that you see in the bracket right there. Very common, you see them in all the news reports every year. ODE reports on them, puts them out into the public to look at. Key difference between the ODE 5 common metrics and ours, we have sense of belonging as one of the metrics that we want to monitor and hold ourselves accountable to. ODE doesn't have a way to track that. And you'll notice that ODE has 5-year completion rates on here as well. And we don't have that as an outcome. We do have 4-year on-time graduation rates, but not the 5-year completion rates. So this is an example of what you'll see when you look at these draft longitudinal growth targets. It's really important to know these are drafts. You're not actually going to vote on these when we come back in 2 weeks. These targets will ultimately be co-created between the school district and the Department of Education, and we'll come back in a month or 2 once that process is done to ask you to approve them. Right now, these are our best work around the growth that we'd like to see for very specific targets that we're held accountable to by the Department of Education. The way to orient yourself to this, start with the baseline target. The baseline target is where we want to get to in a 5-year period. If the ODE metric aligns with one of our outcomes, the methodology that we use is to look at our outcome. Attendance, for example, says we want to move from a level 2 to a level 3. So to look at that outcome and say, okay, if we get to a level 3, what is the attendance rate? And we make that our year 5 goal, our metric. And then we backward map from there in reasonable increments that we think that we can actually attain. Stretch targets take it a little bit further. And then you'll see down below focal student groups. We identified a specific focal student group that we want to focus on, either because it's aligned with the outcome related to this particular metric or because it's a focal group that has historically struggled to perform at the level of their peers within that particular metric. So as you're reviewing them, that's how you orient yourself to what you're seeing. What questions may I answer about the longitudinal
And
targets?
all of these are available in the packet online. The longitudinal draft growth targets are the final pages of the application.
Go ahead, Director Chandragiri.
A quick question. The state wants us to measure the 3rd grade reading proficiency. Are we doing 3rd grade or 5th grade as per our district KPI or the district goals?
Good question. Our KPIs are actually aligned to 2nd grade in both English and Spanish. And the reason that we're aligned to 2nd grade in our KPI is because we know that by the time students move into third grade, we need them to be proficient readers with a great deal of automaticity, or they're going to struggle to learn the content that is increasing in rigor at that level. Again, our metrics internally are both English and Spanish because that is our value. We value multilingualism. We teach in 2 languages in many of our schools. The ODE metric is English only. Does that answer your question, Dr. Chandragiri?
So do we have to do both in order to meet this, or just the second grade reading is enough for ODE to accept it? That's the reason. Are we going to put more work on ourselves is the question.
Third grade reading in English is required.
It's required.
And we won't, we will put more work on ourselves because we value multilingualism.
Thank you.
Great.
What other
So,
questions?
Dr. West, then between now and the 28th, is that our name?
28. Yeah.
28th. Should we just reach out directly to you if we have questions as we review the materials? If we need to have small group meetings before then, just let me know. But we will plan to hopefully take some action on this on the 28th.
Yeah, and we can spend as much time as you need.
Okay.
Just a question to understand, and I haven't spent too much time looking at this entirely, but Dr. West, so for example, on the regular attendance, just to understand, the stretch target that we see down on year 5, is that what we're saying is our goal for 5 years down the line? And the baseline target, is that our current rate, or is that the ODE? If you could explain that, those
You bet.
two.
Yeah, absolutely. The baseline target is where we want to get to. So again, we have an outcome that's aligned to attendance. We looked at that outcome and said, if we achieve our outcome, which you saw 2 weeks ago, if we achieve our outcome in attendance, what is that metric? We used that for our 5-year baseline. And then we backward mapped from there to where we're starting, which is this coming fall, in increments that we think are attainable. So that's baseline. So really the baseline is what we're striving for. The stretch goal is pushing ourselves just a little bit further than that. Again, we think it possible, but the stretch goal is going to be hard for us to attain. But it's important for us to continue to push ourselves beyond what we think our limits are. And then we also have identified focal student groups that we want to pay particular attention to within each of the 5 common metrics. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's helpful. And when you say attainable, that's based on current resources and the funding that is being requested?
Correct.
And I say that because I think, ideally, I'd love for these goals to be 80%, 90%, 100%. And so it's not to minimize any of the work. It's the what do we need to do to have greater goals for ourselves even. So that's where my question is coming from.
Yeah, we're completely aligned with you in that. We would love to see 100% for all of these metrics. And we also need to set metrics that we believe, just as you said, given the current resources and time and structures, are actually attainable for us. Also important for the board to understand that the final metrics will be co-created between us and the Department of Education. So what we bring back to you in a month or two, you may see metrics that stretch beyond what we're introducing as draft metrics. You may see that ODE asks us to dial it back in some areas because they think that we're a little overambitious in our goals. But we'll bring that to you once we go through that process.
Director Salazar.
Yes, Dr. West, that kind of aligns with what I was thinking in regards to what our baseline is and how that compares to what the ODE is assigning us at this time. And I agree, that they do seem a little low. So is our baseline right there now, or where approximately are we in regards to?
Yeah, good question. So where we're at is where you see for the spring, it's a little bit higher. So if you look at the 23-24 goal, that's just a little bit higher than where we're currently at as a district. Right now, as a district, our regular attender rate, especially in K2, is below 50%. So we really need to push ourselves to do a better job with attendance, and that's why it's one of our outcomes. It's also why it's one of the ODE common metrics.
Thank you.
Dr. West, just looking again at the regular attendance chart. So is the baseline target, are we saying that we want to see a 55% improvement in our current regular attendance rate? Is that what this is saying? Or that right now we have below 55% of our students who are regular attenders?
Right now, below 55% of our students are regular attenders.
Okay, so they're like whole numbers of, so we're at that amount and we want to improve.
We need to improve.
In
Yes.
next year, wait, so next year we're not shooting then for, oh, because you said it starts in the fall.
Correct. So what we think we can attain in year one, and we'd love to get even further than this, but what we think is reasonable is let's push up to 55% regular attenders. And just for definition, regular attenders are those students that attend at a rate of 90% or greater. And then by 24-25, we want to push ourselves to get to 59% regular attenders. And then incrementally from there to the point where we're at least at a 73% attendance rate across our whole system for regular attenders.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful.
And the averages are different secondary and elementary.
Yeah,
But
that's
this is a
correct.
combined.
This is combined. This is K-12. The averages are very different. Secondary, elementary, they're also very different by student focal group. So this is an aggregate that's important to keep in mind. Thank you, Superintendent Perry.
Director Chandragiri.
So if we were to go and explain to, say, the families who often we meet, what would be a gold standard for attendance that we should say that is the gold standard it should be? Here we are, we need all of you to help us or help our children. What is a benchmark like a gold standard?
Yeah, that's a great question. So again, the Department of Education considers 90% or better to be regular attendance. If you stretch that out over the course of an entire school year, subtract holidays, conferences, those sorts of things, we have students in school about 175 days out of the year. So missing 10% of those days is no more than 2 a month. So 2 absences a month, and you're starting to get into the irregular attendance area. So we would love to have students attend 100%. Many of our students do. We have students across our system that never miss a day of school. And we also want students to stay home if they're sick, and students have doctor's appointments, and those things, life happens. So we need a system that's flexible enough to provide what families need to take care of their students. That's where the 90% metric comes from for regular attendance.
So when you say the definition of individual child is 90%, but as a system, what is the gold standard? Like, what's the benchmark?
90% is
So
considered.
90% of the kids will attend 90% of school days.
If we had a 90% regular attendance rate, then we would be meeting the state expectation.
Okay, so we'll plan to follow up with Dr. West if we have other questions or meet in small groups before the 28th. Thank you so much. I know you're traveling, so thanks for zooming in to be with us.
Happy to be here. Have a good evening.
All right, so I think the last thing we have then is, before we adjourn, is Sylvia McDaniels. Sylvia, stand up, stand up. It is your last board meeting. I know you were thinking about something else right there, and you're happy to be here tonight. I know.
Center of attention.
Okay.
But we want to honor you. Okay, so Sylvia, thank you so much. Yay. Sylvia entered Salem-Keizer Public Schools during the fall of 2020 during distance learning, and she led her team through return to school, limited in-person instruction, hybrid instruction, and return to full-time in-person learning. The comms team, under her leadership, was on the front lines of the changing guidance and requirements, and were continually asked to do more, communicate more, and change their communication at a moment's notice. She led her team as the board highlighted our community through community learning sessions and the safety series that we presented last year. She implemented a communications ambassadors network that meets monthly to improve communication flow through the district. And on this team are the front office staff from schools and departments. We know these are our key communicators. It also allows for ongoing emergency-based communication through the team's platform. She is a champion for equity and serves on the Student Investment Account Committee. She has led her team to be more strategic and focused. At the board level, she has led through the changes in board meeting structure, space, and online versus in person. Sylvia is a fierce advocate for finding the right communication channels for all staff and families so that nobody gets left out. We love her quick smile and her love for all things North Salem Vikings. Woo! Rumor has it she has a sequel to write, and this is top of her retirement list. We're really gonna miss you, Sylvia. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you, Sylvia. We're gonna miss you. All right, that brings us to number 4, which is our executive session. It is now 6:16, and the public portion of our board meeting has concluded. As an added reminder, we will have our regular business meeting on February 28th, at which time we will hear public comment. The agenda and sign up for public comment will be posted on Friday, February 24th. The board will now go into executive session under ORS 192.6602A to consider the employment of a public officer, employee, staff member, or individual agent. Representatives of the news media are allowed to attend executive sessions, except for those sessions held in regard to expulsions. All other audience members are excluded from executive sessions. Representatives of the news media are specifically directed not to report on any of the deliberations during executive sessions, except to state the general subject of the session as listed on the agenda. No recording of executive sessions is allowed without express permission from the board. No regular board business will be conducted following the executive session. Thank you. Now we will take a break and reconvene for our executive session. Thank you so much, everyone.
Did you get one, Chrissy? Go get one.
Dinner's gonna be over there. We might come back in.